Do you happen to know what sodium alginate is and what you can do with it? Well, stay tuned. I will show you how to use it and do fun things and make biodegradable string slime with it. And your students will have an awesome time with it. Welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Hi, I'm Ms. Steph. Today is May 12th, 2025. Special day in our family. But that being said, I am super excited to be with you all today. We are rounding out certain things. I just reminded a center. I was like, next week is our last week. And also ran into a parent in the neighborhood and had a dental wellness appointment. So lots of things going on in this time of year on a personal and a business level. I just pressed send on the t-shirt order, on our camp shirt order. So yeah, lots going on. Once again, welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are on here today live to give you your Science Club news, which I just gave you a bunch of it. Science Club news, as well as do an activity with, like I said, sodium alginate. Does it come in this color? Does it come in this form? No, we'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, big news. Saturday, May 17th. Y'all say Saturday, May 17th. Everybody in the classroom. Saturday, May 17th, we are having our meetup. We have plenty of people that are going to be hanging out with us on Saturday, May 17th, folks. This is your reminder to make sure that you are there, that you're ready to hang out with us on Saturday, May 17th. We are going to be at Morningside Park. We are going to be at the play area on Morningside Park and 116th Street, Morningside Avenue and 116th Street. We should have a great time. We're super excited to join our friends there. We'll be hanging out there. Just want to make sure a bunch of people know. And we really want y'all to feel welcome and excited about what we're doing on, to finish up and have a great time with the kids, so that the kids get an opportunity to hang out with us and really have a good time. Also, we know that we've got some families that will be out of town that weekend, so we understand that. That's like totally cool because they're out of town for very special reasons. So that's totally cool. Other things about this coming Saturday, please feel free to bring a shareable and allergy-friendly, an allergen-free snack to share with the other families that will be there, and we will hang out and have a great time. The majority of the time, just to set expectation, the majority of the time the kids are going to play in the play area because hello, we're going to be in the park. We're going to the park on a Saturday. We'll play. I know that there's mixed information going around about as far as whether or not it's going to rain. I am keeping an eye on the weather. If it does rain on Saturday, May 17th, if y'all don't know that this event is on Saturday, May 17th, I do not know what more I can do. But yes, we will be hanging out, playing and having a great time. And we are expecting an adult family member to stay to hang out with your child. For most of our kids, we have one or two kids that have an exception, but in general, the expectation is that you're hanging out and staying with your little one to have a great time with them. Other things that are coming up on May 31st, CS 154 / Harriet Tubman Learning Center, they will be having their annual wellness fair. And yes, people, as per usual, I will be there with my slime table. Not only will I be there with my slime table, I will probably be there with several of our volunteers and several of our well-known friends. We definitely know that we've got our 2024-2025 volunteer cohort will be there with us on that's the 17th. They have already RSVP'd, y'all. Remember, intention, plan, execute. So we have been planning this for some time now. Looking forward to doing this biodegradable project with you on the 17th, and then again on the 31st we will be doing our famous slime table. Other things that are going on: registration for Summer Science Club will close on May 31st. So get in, folks. We are already like almost full anyway. So like we only have a few spots left. And that's like not, how can I say, from Dr. EJT says this all the time. Like, this is not me trying to make you buy something, you know, with fake urgency. No, this is real urgency. Yes, registration will close on the 31st. And yes, we already are pretty full. So grab those last couple of spots that we've got. We absolutely have quite a bit of room for the Liberty Science Center field trip, which will be on Thursday, August 7th. It is a day trip. We leave from right here in Harlem. We get on a nice bus and go over to Jersey for the day. And then we will drop folks back in Harlem around 4 o'clock, 4:30. So again, it is a day trip that we go on. And there are plenty of seats still open for that. We've got at least 20 spots still open for that field trip, in addition to the kids that are in camp. So plenty of room for folks in our community, in the science club community. Even if your child, I want to make this super clear, we are extending the invitation to regular science clubbers that maybe don't come to us during the summer, but they would like to join us on that field trip on August 17th, Thursday, August 17th. Yes, I'm announcing a field trip all the way this far out. Why? Because it will be here in no time. 2, I know families need to coordinate. 3, it is an all-day trip, and we are super excited about it. It's one of our special adventures that we go on during the summer, and we do open that up to the broader science club community. You do not have to be a part of Summer Science Club to go on that trip. Now, one caveat is if you are not part of if your child is not part of Summer Science Club, they do need a chaperone from your family. Take family how you take it, because you know how I feel about that. It's very broad to me. To be able to attend the field trip with us. Okay? So that is that. Lots going on. School year wrapping up. For those of you who have children that are testing, the math tests, for most of you, the ELA tests for most of your children should have been completed. Math tests, if they did not finish it, it is very soon for them. All of my students that I've been working with, so if you know that your child has been working with me in 5th grade, know that your child is taking the math test the science test this week. New York State Elementary School Science Proficiency Test is this week. That exam, I will reaffirm some of the things that we have been talking about over the past several months. There's like little tidbits and tips and tricks and all that type of stuff. Well, not tricks, tips that I have been giving y'all. That exam is given on the computer. Okay? It is untimed. So as long as they take, they take. Encourage your young person to rest well this evening, because I have some of my kids are taking it tomorrow. Okay? Rest up. Definitely read the whole passage. Now, see, these may seem like things that for us as adults are kind of straightforward, but it's not for kids. Like these they're young. Even the fifth graders, just because they've been testing since third grade here in New York City, doesn't mean that they're used to this experience. And so definitely you want to have them rest well tonight and do something creative. If you can do something creative this evening, their favorite craft, whatever that might be, their favorite artistic expression, whatever that might be, definitely make sure that that's done. And then remind them to read the whole passage. I cannot impress that upon you enough. To read the whole passage and use the information. The majority of the New York State science test without bogging you down with a bunch of information the day before. I don't want to do that. It's more about skills at this point versus content knowledge. The majority of the information they need for that exam is going to be in the language in it. It is the key to it is being able to decipher information, to grab information from the passage and then use it properly and eliminate. One of my students, she did such a great job. Last week we were kind of being silly and getting ready for the test. I had their last lesson before the exam because we still have most of my upper elementary students still have me for the rest of May, right? And so we'll do some kind of turn up stuff these next couple of weeks. But last week was review for everybody. And one of the students definitely displayed an absolutely wonderful skill, the skill of elimination. She read the whole thing and then she looked at the table because this thing didn't have a passage. It had a table, okay? A data table. And the data table gave the answer was very clear as long as you read the data table. And then she read the question and she was like, it can't be this. And she was explaining, because I like to have them kind of explain to the class what they came up with, and we had a discussion about it. And she was like, it can't be this because so-and-so, and it can't be this because so-and-so. And so it's between these two answers. And so she chose the correct answer. She's like, can I explain why I got my answer? Algorithmic thinking, critical thinking, being able to explain why they got their answer, that is a skill they will need. Okay? Not just on this test that's coming up, but it's a skill. It is definitely a STEAM skill to be able to explain how you applied the information that you received. Okay? So yeah, so that's that. May 17th, May 31st, closing out the school year. Registration for Summer Science Club will close on May 31st. We are, of course, still raising money for Summer Science Club. That the gap is still there. No family that sends their child to Summer Science Club pays full price. So you all get to come alongside us. Remember, that's where one of the reasons why we're doing these videos every day in May. Of course, y'all know that every Monday I go live. And then finally, there's the field trip in August. And that field trip, like I said, the broader science club community is invited to join us on the field trip. Your child does not have to be registered for Summer Science Club to join us on that field trip. All right, people. Let's hop right into using our sodium alginate to make some string, some gel string, some biodegradable gel string. All right, why is it biodegradable? Because this stuff is made from seaweed. So there's a seaweed powder that I order on the interwebs. And yes, I say interwebs on purpose. I know that is not the correct proper way to say it, but I'm saying it intentionally like that. And the powder, I dissolve the powder. So some tips when using the sodium alginate. You're going to get two things. This is the calcium chloride. So there's a gel powder. There's a powder that you will form the gel with, and then there's a powder that you're basically develop / activate the polymerization reaction. Okay, and so this is basically DIY Orbeez, or like, again, biodegradable Orbeez, because real Orbeez aren't biodegradable. And they're made a completely different way, but they end up, the products end up looking the same. Okay, and so I put the powder inside of water and I let it sit overnight. I actually have made this a significant a long time ago and stuck it in the fridge, and it really doesn't go bad. You just kind of keep an eye on it. All right, and so in class today, I added food coloring to this now, to the kind of the gel mix. You can see how it's kind of thick. Okay. I added food coloring to the sodium alginate and water mixture and let all the kids shake it, because I was with my twos this morning. Okay, I let all the kids shake it. So that's the sodium alginate solution. It's water, sodium alginate, and food coloring. And yes, as you can see, I have it in a labeled, reused plastic bottle. And then the other components, it's 2 components, okay? It's 2 liquids, rather. Hi. Thank you for watching Live with Miss Steph. So I've got I'm telling everybody about my sodium alginate mixture with food coloring. And then the other component is going to be our developer or activator. In this case, it is calcium chloride, okay? And the sodium alginate comes in a packet that's similar to this as well, okay? But the sodium alginate, be prepared. You must make it in advance. It's very thick. The powder does not like mixing with the water, so you need to either put it in a blender, have your students kind of shake it up, stir it, and again, it has to sit over time. That has been one of my major tips, one of the things that I've found that works the best. Between all the other options, letting it sit for a long time is the thing that helps it really dissolve and mix in with the water. Okay. This, as you are going to be able to see, dissolves in water very quickly. Okay, so we got this. I have my beaker. Okay, we're gonna add some water, and notice this is labeled just regular water for a calcium chloride solution. And you can make this, you see how it's dissolving? As we're sitting here, this dissolves very easily in water. It likes being in water, okay? And you can swirl it around and let this sit briefly while the children are mixing this. You can either have them do, like I said, you can add the food, like we did, add the food coloring to the bottle and the kids shake it, or you can do how we do our puff paint, put the sodium alginate mixture in, and then put some food coloring in it and have the kids stir. Okay. Another tool that I like to use with the students for this project, we either use pipettes or this device, a syringe, because syringes, it's easy to measure the liquid, the amount of liquid that you're going to be using with the syringe. Okay, now, so I'm going to show you that this is pretty much dissolved, right? Another way you can do, so you can kind of do the trick where you're pouring back and forth, right? There's different ways to mix your solution, okay? So, different techniques. You can drop, you can do drops, and you see it instantly forms. Or you can do it like that, and it'll make little, like, strings. Okay? One more time. Okay? See it sitting there? And guess what? That's pretty much, that's done already. Okay? So very different process than, like, slime, right? So your traditional slime that you would play with, this is like slime string or different, there's different names that I've given it over the years of doing this. I've actually been doing this activity with students for, I would say, the last 5 years. And that's it. Isn't that fun? Calcium chloride solution polymerizes the sodium alginate mixture. Okay? And it becomes a solid. Super cool. Where do I get these materials? I get them online. Okay? The two things that I order: sodium alginate powder, calcium chloride powder. Okay? And I'm going to squeeze them. Okay? So there's liquid inside. Depending on how strong you make, so the experimentation comes in as far as how thick, right? How much of the sodium alginate powder you put in here. Okay? You can also do this with other liquids, okay? Because this is actually edible. So you can do this with soda. I've done that before with the students, and that was kind of fun for them. You can do soda and notice how much powder you need to add to the soda and letting it sit, and how long it is refrigerated, because it being refrigerated helps it form and develop, and the firmness. And so you can kind of do quite a bit of analysis with your older students, with your middle school and your high school students. You can really go in. With the little kids, I really just kind of let them play with the calcium chloride solution and the sodium alginate solution. They get to choose what color of food coloring they add to it, and they can put their hand in it and pull it up. That's the thing we do with that age group. And so that's pretty much it. This has been your Monday, May 12th episode of Live with Ms. Steph. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for more information, for more time to hang out. Throwback to the Science Club, Summer Science Club 2021 for this particular shirt. If you're wondering why does she have her shirt on, because I have shirts from all the years I've been running camp, running my program, and so every once in a while I'll put a kind of a throwback shirt on, and this is one of them. This was the shirt we returned to in-person programming. Okay, so that's actually kind of why this shirt is important, is because, you know, as you all know, we as a collective humanity have been through various things over the last 5 years. And so this was the shirt we wore that year. Again, it's been fun hanging out with you all. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.